Afternoon, everybody. Bucky here in 9STA. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to talk about another Morse code. It's my favorite subject. Well, today we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to teach it to you, and I'm going to teach it to you the simplest way I know. Now, there's many methods out there about how to learn it. There's Farnsworth. There's methods I've never even heard of out there. Me, I learned it the old way. Uncle Sam taught it to me back in 1984. But at work, I got sitting down there with a little dead time, thinking, well, what's the easiest way to learn it, really? You break it down. You dissect it. So today's title is, ready for it? It could be a B-rated movie on the Sci-Fi Channel. Morse code dissection. Da, 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 da. Or dissection of the code. There's a little history behind this. And it's real easy. It involves my wife. Ooh, nothing kinky. When we first got together, she knew I was telling her about the Morse code and how I'd learned it and stuff. She said, well, that sounds awful difficult. I said, it's not that difficult. I said, I can teach you one letter and you'll remember it for life. And all I got to do is teach it to you one time. I said, okay, I'll bite. Go ahead. So I'm going to teach you the last letter of the alphabet, which is Zulu. That's a Zulu. I said, all right, go ahead. I said, simple question. How did you get here? I said, well, what do you mean? I said, how did your body get here on this earth? And my wife and I are both Christians, so she said, well, God brought me here. He's the Almighty. I said, well, yeah. God definitely, without God, you wouldn't be here. But how else? I said, how God did something for you to get here. She said, well, my mom and my dad. I said, oh, so, ready for it? Dada did it. She said, I said, your Dada did it. Oh, chuckle, silly joke. I said, but it's true. Without God in your wouldn't be here because your Dada didn't do it. So you got here because of God and Dada did it. Okay, and to this day, if you ask her what Z is in Morse code, she will tell you. And if you ask her how she learned it, she'll say, well, because of my father. She'll say, you'll ask her, huh? What about your father? She said, well, if it weren't for my father not doing it or having a part in it, I wouldn't be here. And they'll scratch your head. Oh, yeah, okay. So, in other words, her Dada did it. And her mother had something to do with it, too. Anyway, that's the letter Z. But what she didn't realize is that there's much more to that one letter than just the Dada did it. And we're going to talk about that. And what I mean by that is, again, it's like a sci-fi movie, Morse code dissection could be a biology class instead of a frog or mathematics class. Really, you're going to dissect Morse code. Dun, da, da, da. All right, so what am I talking about? What are you talking about, Bucky? You're sitting there talking about Dada did it and God and your wife's dad and biology course and sci-fi movies. Well, here's what I'm going to do. Here's a graph, or chart, really. Now, the das, which are dashes, and the dits, which are periods. So, Dada, dit. 2 dashes, 2 dits. Dada did it. We're going to break it down. Depending on your spacing of your characters, you can have all these other characters. So out of one character, you get an additional 7. I'll show you what I mean. So you've got the letter Z. Now if I space it, I go da, dit. Still Dada did it, but it's spaced differently. Da, dit. Got it? Which is a G. Because you got Dada dit. Alright, So you can, out of the Z, you can get TNEMIDG just because of the spacing. When I send, I like to think of myself as a fairly good operator, not only receiving but sending, but I do make mistakes. And if you remember the last video I made of the U.S. Coast Guard's last message, there were some in there. As a matter of fact, some would say that my spacing was non-existent. Depends on your ear. The best way to test yourself, and this is a totally different subject, but I do have to talk about it briefly. The best way to test your sending is by after you've sent it to copy it yourself. And if you can copy your own code, then you're going to be your own worst critic, and you can figure out where to make corrections. And I've tried it, and it's difficult. Anyway, back down subject. So we got the letter Z down. Da did it. And TNEMIDG, which is 8 characters out of the 26. So out of 1, you've learned 8. And out of the 26, you've learned 8 because of 1 character. Am I confusing you? I hope not. Okay, and then we can move on to the letter Y, Yankee. Now, Y happens to be a unique character because there's no other characters out there that can make Y. So Y is da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. And out of that, well, we can get all these characters as well. T-E-M-A-W-N-E. Now, we've already used the T, we've already used the E, we've already used the M, we have not used the A, we have not used the W, we have not used the N. Well, we have used the N. Excuse me. So out of these, we can get A and W. So 2 characters. Now we've gotten 3 more out of just 2. We've gotten a Y-A-W, not YMCA, Y-A-W. We haven't gotten C yet. So we've got 8 here, 9, 10, 11. 11 characters out of 26 with the use of 2, just because of the spacing. Now we can go on. We can go up to X, da-da-da-da. And what else have we used? Well, we already got the T, we've already got the I, we've already got the M, we've already got the A. Hey, we've got a U here. Dit-dit-da. Right there, dit-dit-da. Okay, so now we've gotten 2 more. And we can go on and on and on. And that's what this chart is. It's a breakdown of all the characters in the alphabet. And what I came up with, and if anybody out there can break it down to fewer, please let me know. I'll challenge you, and maybe there is a better way, but this is what happens when you're bored at work. So, out of 26 characters, I broke it down to 12. So, you learn 12 characters, you've learned the entire alphabet, just because of the spacing of the Morse code. Now, how simple is that? So, your assignment, if you choose to accept it, is to learn the letter Z and work on the spacing. Get the 8 characters, which includes the letter Z, out of that 1 character. Now let me know how you do. Just that simple. Morse code is not that difficult, guys. And who came up with this? Well, you know, I got to give credit to my old buddy and the guy who got the least credit in the history of communications, Alfred Vail. Because Alfred Vail did exactly what I just did. Matter of fact, he's the guy who originally did it. Without Alfred Vail, we wouldn't have this. Remember my history of the Morse code? Samuel Morse came up with the idea of the dits and the das, but they were so complicated that there was thousands upon thousands of possibilities. Alfred Vail looked at it and said, you know what, there's a better way of doing this. And for the most part, now some of it's changed, but very little, this is what Alfred Vail came up with. And how did he do it? He just broke it down. He took Samuel Morse's Z and made it an additional 7 characters. And eliminated all those thousands of possibilities. So my hero in the Morse code is Alfred Vail. He died a poor man, but he's the one who came up with this. And all I did is worked off of what Alfred Vail did. So I'm sure I'm not the first person to have done that. So anyway, there you go. Learn the letter Z and learn the other characters that go along with it. And let me know what you thought about this, because if you want to continue on with the rest of the characters, we can do that. And then, of course, there's the numbers, too, which is a totally different thing. And then there's commas, and there's and there's on and on and on and on. I mean, it's all the punctuations in there. I don't know all the punctuation. I know a slant bar, I know a comma, I know a period. And I know an and, the little squiggly thing that looks like a cursive S, something like that. And I know that that's it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I do really want your comments. Thomas, my buddy, you're out there and you talked about doing a Morse class. Hey, what do you think about this one? Let me know. Hope to catch you again. Thanks for watching. All the best 73s. And this is Bucky and 9 SW. We'll catch you further down the walk. Take care, my friends.